In this video, I take you through a discussion and mini podcast I shot with one of our clients, Abbas of Maverick Capital. Alan is a real estate investor and business owner from Windsor, Ontario, that focuses on wholesaling real estate and flipping properties as his active business while passively managing his growing portfolio of rental units. We've had the pleasure to work with Alan for just under 2 years now, where we hop on video strategy meetings to plan out and brainstorm the content we're going to create together, which is followed up with us driving down to visit him in Windsor, where in one day we shoot approximately 20 videos, which covers the next 3 months of his content. We then edit all the videos together, create multiple versions of unique reel covers and thumbnails, as well as descriptions for each post. And once a month, we hop in meetings where we present all the content that we will be releasing for the upcoming month for his review and get provided feedback and critiques on any updates he wants to see from it. So if you're interested in working with us here at Social Mediation, I think this discussion is great because it covers everything from how investing in social media has established Alan as a credible authority and expert in his space that has had a lot of impact on his business, from generating regular referrals and leads to formulating organic local relationships from people he just meets in public who have seen his content, and other potential business verticals he's considering creating as a coach or a consultant. We also cover how we work hand in hand with him to create and post content that is hands-off, stress-free, and a fun experience that keeps him accountable and his business consistently showing up and top of mind on social media. We also discuss how just one video we created together and ran as an ad got him over 70,000 views and 200 leads for his off-market buyers list. I hope you enjoy this discussion with Alan Abbas. What's going on, everyone? I am here with Alan Abbas, one of our clients that we've been working with for almost 2 years now. I'm excited to go over our journey together through creating content and helping run his social media and get a little insight on how it's helped him and his brand and his business. So, Alan, how's it going?
It's going well. Thanks for having me.
Course. Appreciate you and everything we've done and created together so far. So I obviously gave a quick little preamble about who you are and what we do and how we've gone about things, but why don't you tell everyone a bit about yourself, your business, and what you do?
Yeah, from Windsor, Ontario. I'm a real estate investor and business owner. I have a company, Maverick Capital, that focuses on wholesaling real estate and flips. So that's our active business, and we have some rentals on the side that we do as well. And that's the main business we're in, is real estate.
Awesome. So with the real estate business and the real estate industry, what are some of the kind of like pain points and things that you've gone about and seen as being a real estate investor? So you mentioned like you've done wholesaling, like you flip mobile homes. You're also, as a real estate investor, you're doing the BRRRR strategy. So it's like where you buy, rent, renovate, repeat, and then utilize the money after you refinance those properties. So, someone who might not be in the real estate industry, like what's that process like as a real estate investor?
That's a great question. It's you're always juggling. You're always juggling a few different things. They say to make money in real estate, you need to have either the money, the people, or the deal. So usually it's a juggle because sometimes you come across so many great deals, but you don't have enough money to purchase all of them. And that's why we wholesale many of them. But also that's where we need to raise the money and bring on private lenders and establish those relationships because we need the private money in order to buy the properties. And then sometimes you have, a handful or a bunch of different private lenders that have money ready to lend you, but then you're low on deals and you're trying to acquire more properties to purchase. And on the wholesale side, many times we'll have so many contracts, but we don't have enough buyers, or the buyers that we have, it might not be a good fit for them for whatever reason. So then we need to juggle finding more buyers. And then we have so many buyers and then they're all hungry looking for deals. Then it's like, crap, now we need to get more deals and acquire more property. So it's always a juggle between buyers, sellers, and lenders.
Definitely. And that's definitely something I've seen working with you hand in hand throughout this process and working and creating this content with you. And I think one of the things that I've seen and I find is interesting is that you do have like a core like service where with the wholesaling, like you're helping acquire properties under market value and then either just flip the contract over to people, but it's not like one specific product or service, right? It's like, or someone's selling a book or selling something, um like a course or an online program where it's like, hey guy, come buy my course. So there's so many different aspects to the content that we get to create together that you're always, as you said, like you're juggling all these aspects. And because there's so much content to create together, there's so many different sides and angles and different ways to take it. So yeah, it's been a really fun journey with working with you and getting to highlight all this stuff and the things that you're doing, because you're growing and scaling as a business owner as well too. And I feel like we're taking your audience through that journey with your content.
Yeah, absolutely. I get tons of great compliments on the videos. People ask me if I edit it myself. I say, no, not a chance. I don't even post the stuff. You guys take care of that for me. But yeah, you're right. There's so many different angles and things that we can talk about content wise, not to mention the different construction aspect. When you get into the renovations, that's a whole another demographic of things to talk about and people to take through.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think one of the things that we've really seen is like, okay, because obviously like with you do have these products and services that you do, but it's more, how can we establish you as a trusted authority within your location and your demographic and through your content. So it's been an awesome ride, an awesome journey so far. But to kick things off here, I'd love to know, what was your biggest struggle with social media before working with us?
Really being consistent, holding myself accountable. It's not a natural thing for me. Like if I wasn't working with you in social mediation, I probably wouldn't be posting content. Like I would post a couple things here and there, before and after photos, some stories, but I was never consistent. I don't think I'd be talking in front of the camera like we do. Maybe I'd just film the actual construction and maybe talk about it. But to be in front of the camera, talking directly to the camera, I just don't think I would be doing that at all. So
Yeah.
it kind of forced me out of my comfort zone, which is great. That's like the biggest thing, and it just, again, because I'm paying for this service, it's holding me accountable because I'm like, oh, I'm paying for this. I have to do it. You come down from London to Windsor to film the content. So it holds me accountable. And I like how we shoot it all in one day for the most part, 1 or 2 days. And, we go over the content afterwards and then you guys post it for me. So it's really hands off. It's not like a stressful thing for me. It's actually quite fun to brainstorm with you about the different video ideas and then actually film for a day. Sometimes to myself in the morning, it's like, I'm not in the mood to film the content, but hey, I know we have an appointment, so I'm showing up for that. And once we get into the groove, I start to get into it, right? And obviously, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been amazing to watch your growth in front of the camera and how much right now we're helping Alan repurpose a bunch of old content now for his YouTube channel, and seeing how much you've changed and grown there, as well as like with your business. Like it's absolutely amazing. Well, my next question was going to be, what has the process been like working with us so far? But I feel like you kind of answered it there, unless you had anything else to say. But
Well, it's a smooth process. Again, like you kind of mentioned, sometimes I get ready for the call. I'm like, or even my wife would ask, like, what are you going to talk about? Like, how many more videos can you possibly do? I'm like, yeah, it feels like I talked about everything. And then, after talking to you for a few minutes, I realized there's so much more I could talk about. And then once we get into that flow of that brainstorming session, then the ideas really start flowing because you talk about one video and then it gives you an offshoot for another idea. They're like, oh, we could talk about this and this and this. And then just get really excited about it, and then the ideas start flowing, and then we have more ideas than we need for that video shoot. So it really makes it, hassle free, stress free. Like you helped with the script, so it's not like, it doesn't feel like a chore, right? It becomes more of like a fun activity more than anything.
And yeah, we have a great time together. Even when we're on site and recording, we're like, oh, here's another idea that we just shoot it. And it's amazing watching everything come together. My next question here is, how would you describe the impact of our work on your brand or business?
Well, there's a lot of impact. I mean, people message me all the time. Like I said, they ask, "Hey, nice job on the videos. Videos look great. They're very professional. Do you do it yourself?" I tell them, "No. I have a guy. If you need him, I'd be happy to refer you." And yeah, going to networking events, like locally, people start to recognize you and compliment you on your videos. Like, hey man, I see your content. Just the other day, someone stopped me at the gym. He's like, hey man, I came across your content on social media. I really like what you do. I'm getting into real estate. I bought this property, and just start to create relationships with people that maybe I wouldn't have spoken to otherwise, whether it's at the gym or at real estate meetups. And also from that, there's a lot of other benefits. So some newer investors or people that are trying to get into investing, they'll reach out and ask for advice or ask for a consultation or ask for me to mentor them. And, this might lead to a whole nother business vertical, which is, coaching or create a mastermind group or what have you. And also get a lot of referrals. So because people know what I do from watching my content, they know I'm the real estate guy here locally. And especially if they're not in real estate, they might not know too many people doing what I'm doing. So I become top of mind. So the other day, maybe a week or two ago now, someone said, "Hey, I know this guy. He's a property manager. The owner died. The family's trying to sell off their whole portfolio." So I don't know if that's gonna lead to anything, but I get tons of leads like that all the time. And I did close a couple of deals from a bird dog, which is another referral. That it's a term that we use for real estate referrals. And people reach out, "Hey, I'm working on a lead. I don't know how to do the paperwork. I don't know how to check the comps. I think it's a good opportunity. Do you want to take a look at it?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. If I buy it, I'll pay you a referral fee, $1,000 up to 2,500. And if they do more of the legwork, there might be a joint venture there." So I have actually closed a couple deals that were referred to me, which I believe came from the social media that we're putting out there.
Amazing. Yeah, I haven't heard about those instances, so I'm glad that's turning out for you. Because yeah, all that content we create in regards to referrals and bird dogs, like I'm excited that it's bringing some leads in there for you. I think as well too. We haven't done this too much, but in the past we even created like some specific videos for like the real estate auction, and I know that didn't lead to an exact sale, but you then boosted one of the videos and actually ran them as ads and got a bunch of leads from that, right?
Yeah, we got over 200 buyer leads, and yeah, some of them are not going to lead to anything, but that's the marketing and sales business. You need so many leads to close X amount of sales, and we definitely grew our buyers list. And there might have been someone that actually came from that list that bought something from us. It's hard to track exactly like who was on our list beforehand, who came from that specific ad. But yeah, over 200 leads generated from just one ad. I think it's about $1,000 on it. And yeah, like 70,000 views. So it was really good. I gained followers from it. I gained some traction, some leads. And yeah, it does help the bottom line for sure.
Amazing. I love to hear this. Uh, what's been your favorite part of the process so far?
Seeing the final product, like it's fun to brainstorm, it's fun to shoot, but then when you come back with the edited video and you guys make me look good, I'm like, hey, this video turned out pretty good. And it's great to see. Again, a lot of the legwork is done by you guys. You come with the covers, the real covers, different photos, different captions. So it's not like I have to spend so much time, oh, what am I going to say on this post? And sometimes I'm like, hey, this is great, great job. Sometimes I'm like, hey, change this, change that, make a few edits, but 90% of the work is already done for me. So again, from a efficiency standpoint, it saves me a ton of time.
Awesome. Love that. Yeah, some of my favorite parts has been long term getting to document your projects and the growth, like again, your sevenplex and your fourplex, and seeing it from the start where it's like gutted and down to the, down to the nines. And we've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and sometimes, especially with social media and like building a brand online, it doesn't just happen in a month or two, but people in your audience get to see that credibility across the months and the years on your social media, because we're there with you hand in hand, and we're getting to see the process. We have all this footage and are keeping all this footage long term. So that's like some of my favorite parts, and obviously watching you get business and leads from that is great as well too. But my next question here is, where do you think you would have been if you didn't invest in social media?
I would just be another person doing real estate that would be more unknown. I'm not saying, uh, we're so popular with like a million followers, nothing like that. But people locally, for the most part, friends, family, acquaintances, they know what we're about, what we do. So again, many times we get kind of random leads here and there because people know what we do. So had I not put myself out there, most people would not know what I do, and I'll just keep it to myself. And early on, I realized there's other people that maybe they didn't do enough, like as much deals as I have, or don't have as much credibility as I have. Maybe I have more experience, but they're sharing it on social media. And if I'm not, potential partners, whether they're a buyer, seller, or lender, they won't even know to contact me. Or if I contact them, they might not know what I'm about. So it's just putting myself out there adds to that credibility, like you said. And without that, I think I would just have less of it, because even though I know what I'm about and what I'm up to, but most people don't, right? So it's very important in this day and age to be on social media.
People buy from who they know, like, and trust, and the more we can keep that up and keep it out there, even, like you, if you're someone out there who's watching this right now, you don't need a million followers or a huge fan base to be credible and to be an authority in the space. So definitely just keep that in mind. But what would you say if someone was on the fence with working with us here at Social Mediation?
Just do it. Just do it. It's going to hold you accountable. It's going to make you create the content. It's going to make you have a, an appearance online. And it's hassle free. It really just again keeps you accountable to be consistent, right? Social media doesn't work if you post once a month. You really have to be consistent about it. So the question is, if you're on the fence, people might think, oh, I could just do it myself. I could do it myself. Well, why haven't you? Because that was me. It's like, oh, I could just do it myself. I don't need to pay someone. But I just wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing it enough. It wasn't as professional. It wasn't as consistent. Um, it's like if you're not doing it already, you probably won't, right? So if you're not, this is a way to step out of your comfort zone in a safe, controlled environment, and you could create the videos. There's editing. You could cut out the bloopers, and then you don't have to release it unless you're happy with the finished product. So if you're not on social media already, you probably won't. So if you're not gonna do it, like I wasn't doing it, this gave me that kick in the butt to force me to do it, which I'm so happy I jumped in and signed up with you.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking before we started recording here on this call, is that as an entrepreneur, especially in the real estate space, there's always like, oh, there's this direction I can take and that direction. It's like, are you ready to become a social media like expert or professional in this space? Like, this frees your mind up to be able to focus on your business and actually like focus on what you do best, and let us focus on what we do best, and make you that credible authority in the space. And I guess wasn't part of the questions we kind of reviewed here before, but I remember very early on in the beginning, like, after the first few months, you were even questioning if like you wanted to continue on because you weren't seeing the like greatest results from the beginning, but then it kind of went in a different direction after that. Like, would you be able to give any insight there?
Yeah, I mean, it takes time. Like you said, it takes time to build a brand. It doesn't happen overnight. And it's all about being consistent, right? And then people start to expect your content. And if not, again, it's just, if you're out of sight, you're out of mind, and then people can't approach you if they have a lead or if they want to buy from you, or support your business in one way or another. So it's just very important to put yourself out there.
Was there a certain point where you saw that turning point of like, oh man, I should stop doing this after 3 months? Like it's costing me money. And then you're like, holy crap, this is actually working and providing results.
Well, I made a commitment. It's like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it for at least 2, 3 years. I heard this from one of my mentors. I'm part of his mastermind group. He's like, hey, if you join, don't just do it for a month or two. Don't join. It's better not to do it at all if you're just gonna have one foot in and one foot out. Like, if you're gonna join, at least be committed for like 3 years. You have to give it enough time to see the results. So I kind of made that mental shift and decision that, hey, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to stick it out for 2 to 3 years and then see what happens. Then I can make a decision. Do I want to continue, or do I want to, go in a different direction? So it's just, even in our business for marketing, people talk about sending out flyers. That's how we get some of our business, direct mail. You can't just do it for a month, and if it works, you're going to repeat it, and if it doesn't, it's not. You're not going to keep going, because that one month, it's a hit or a miss. You might get lucky and land a deal and get some revenue out of it, or you might get nothing and then feels like, oh man, that was a waste of money. But that's the wrong mindset. You need to have at least a 3 to 6 month window to send out enough flyers at scale to get enough leads, and you got to filter through those leads to get a sale. So it's like the same idea with the social media stuff, is you have to give it enough time.
Definitely. 100%. So, last question here. If you had to describe working with social mediation in one or just a few words, what would it be and why?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know if I could put it down in a couple words, but it's been great. It's a hands-off process. Like, once we shoot the content and we brainstorm, it's pretty hands-off. Like you said, I want to focus on growing my business. I don't want to have to figure out how to edit the videos and when to post it and come up with the caption and the covers, and that's not my business. I want to focus on what I'm good at, which is talking to sellers, talking to buyers, negotiating deals, finding those hidden opportunities to create revenue and create that equity. So it's just been a great, easy process where it forces me to do it in a good way, to put myself out there, and really stress free. I'm not like dreading it. It really becomes a fun process that is really just easy. Like, it's not dreadful. It's really becomes a fun process from start to finish.
Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely fun working with you, Alan, and it's been an amazing journey so far. So, really appreciate you hopping on the call here today to talk about our journey together, and looking forward to creating a ton more content with you and documenting it all.
Same here, Peter. Looking forward to what else we come up with, and thanks for having me on.
Of course. Well, we got to hop off and review some YouTube videos. So, we'll see you guys later.